There's a space between feeling well and actually becoming unwell when your symptoms first appear. It's subtle, and it's a space that's kind of in between when things just feel a little bit different, but you can't quite put your finger on why. It might be that your body feels a little bit tighter. You might feel a little bit more tense, or you might feel a bit more reactive to situations, or it might be something else. Something just feels a bit not quite right. And the thing is, most of us were never taught to recognize this phase, let alone understand that this phase actually exists. Yes, there is a space between well and unwell. I'm talking about that in between phase. Because becoming unwell, it doesn't just happen like that. There is a process, as I said, in between. If you don't know me, my name is Clare Zivanovic. Hello, I am a naturopath, a nutritionist, a medical herbalist, and a human design analyst who has been working in the natural medicine industry for more than 20 years. So I know what I'm talking about. And when we talk about the difference between well and unwell, a lot of practitioners will say that you need to look at your diet. And of course, your diet is a big factor in your health and how you feel. We can also talk about how much exercise are you doing? Are you walking regularly? Are you lifting weights? Are you getting your cardio up? Are you doing regular movement? We can also talk about your emotions. Have you been too angry? Have you been too frustrated? Is life feeling really hard and stressful? You might feel like you're doing all the right things. You might have a really clean diet. You might even detox. You might do the strength training. You might take herbs, and you might have so much love for yourself. Genuinely, you've done the work. You can say, I love myself. All amazing and wonderful. Yet, there is still a space between when you feel well, I'm going to move again, and when you feel unwell. It's not always a logical scale of textbook information that tells us what makes us sick, what makes symptoms appear. That space between well and unwell, I'm talking about that in between phase, is a moment. It's very short. And I'm not talking about the split second between, oh, I felt fine 5 minutes ago, and oh, now I've got this sore throat, or now I've got this overwhelming fatigue. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the moments that lead up to you, that might just last a split second, that lead up to the symptoms occurring. They're almost invisible, but I promise you they occur for all of us. So what might that look like? What does the space between well and unwell look like? I'll give you some examples. It looks like being at your place of work and being asked to do this task by your boss, and your body goes you contract in, you feel stressed, and you feel the overwhelming wave of, oh my God. How you deal with that stress determines how your body will function moving forward. If you allow yourself to sit in that stress in that moment without taking a moment to recognize that you feel stress, to recognize that you feel overwhelmed, to recognize that, whoa, this feels a lot, and you just plow through, go, yes, okay, no worries, and you go, I've got to get this done, without taking a pause or without seeing how we can modify something a little bit to take this pressure down from my body a little bit. That is the moment between well and unwell. Another example that is less extreme is, say you are someone who edits video footage. You might be doing your creative little editing thing and you love what you do so much and you just want to keep plowing through and get it done because you're so excited to see the end result. This goes for any creative endeavor. And as you're doing the editing or the creative work, you notice that you start breathing a bit shorter. It's not because you're stressed. It's because you haven't eaten recently. It's because your body's saying, I'm hungry, I need some fuel so that I can keep working on this project for you and we can get this amazing thing that we're working on looking the best that we can. But I'm lacking fuel right now and we need to really stop and we need to go get some food so we can power up again. And it may not be as extreme as I'm saying with the shortness of breath, but it might just be just like little micro shifts in how you breathe, and you might push them away thinking, well, no, this project's way more important than what my body's telling me right now, or because you're not noticing what your body is doing. You do that too often, that is the moment between well and unwell. The wisdom in your body doesn't always shout at you like symptoms do, but it always will communicate with you before it shouts with the symptoms. Your body's wisdom will say, if you can tune into it, into the subtle signs, your body's wisdom will say, hey, hang on, that was a little bit too much right now. Let's just take a moment. Let's reset. And then, depending upon what you're doing, you will shift your behavior in varying degrees. The more you can recognize those spaces and tap into those spaces, the stronger and the healthier and the happier you become. I have been creating a program which relates to all of this. And as I have been creating this program, story of my life, the amount of moments that I have become aware of between the well and the unwell that I have been overriding for honestly years without recognizing it. And yes, I am a health practitioner who has been in the health industry, as I said, for more than 20 years. This is the subtle work. It really takes mindful attention to tune in and go, oh, I see what I was doing. I see why that is actually a problem and leading up to this other thing that you may have caused. And doing that, recognizing those micro moments, making those changes, helps to keep you stronger and vital and keeps your capacity to experience life in a happy, healthy way as enormous as it possibly can be. If you need assistance with walking through this process and tuning in to those micro moments, tuning into your body's wisdom, I can help you. I have a program called Threshold. It is a 7-day program which helps to reset your nervous system in a way that helps you understand those micro moments so that you recognize before the stress, the fatigue, and the burnout hit you like a ton of bricks. I will put a link to that program below if you want to know more about it. If you've had any epiphanies while you've been watching this video that made you realize, oh, I do that thing that I probably shouldn't be doing that isn't very good for me. If you've had an epiphany of a micro moment, please drop it below. I would love to hear about that as well. Let's celebrate you. In the meantime, I genuinely hope that this video has given you something to think about and maybe a little bit more of empowerment regarding your well-being and how in control you actually can be of your health and your happiness. I'm very grateful for you being here and sharing your energy and your time with me. And I'm also grateful for any likes and subscribes that you wish to include from this video. And in the meantime, I genuinely look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.